97.1 Wash FM. It's Matt Basso. Thanks for checking us out here on Spreaker. We are in studio with Josh Groban. Now, Josh, you've got this tour coming up. It's called Josh Groban in the Round. Tell us about it.
This In the Round tour that I'm doing in the fall has been kind of a dream of mine for a long time. Every time I've toured, I've really enjoyed those moments where I could get out into the crowd, feel that energy 360 degrees. It gives my band an opportunity to really explore the music in different ways. It gives me a chance to perform in a very different way. And I've always been so inspired by those performers who could handle that in the round energy. And I think it provides for a concert experience unlike any other, and now felt like the right time to finally do it. So it's going to be a great challenge, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
So now, are you actually like right there, smack dab in the middle of the arena?
Yeah, we're building the stage right in the middle of the floor, which seems like, it sounds like on paper that it's this kind of really big cavernous thing that we're doing, but it actually, with the design, is a much more intimate experience. And even though it's in an arena, it allows for there really to be no bad seat, and it allows for every fan to kind of be right up front and center. And there's really kind of no back row, basically, when you're in the round. You're just right in the center, and everybody's kind of around you. So there's nowhere to escape, and it's all about the music and all about that connection, and I love that.
Now, you've been in the game for a long time, but how old were you when you realized this is what you wanted to do?
A lot of this has been a huge surprise, and a lot of this has been a lifelong dream. I mean, when I was a kid, my parents took me to a lot of shows, which I'm very, very lucky for, and one of the reasons why I'm so inspired to try and, keep arts education and things like that in schools, because I got the bug because of those great teachers and because of those great shows that my parents took me and my brother to. But I walked out of those shows not just humming the songs. Like I wanted to do that. I wanted to connect with people that way. When I realized I had a voice, I had no idea that this kind of voice would be even possible in the pop music realm, and was so pleasantly surprised when my fans started to take notice and when they started to kind of make it their own. And we've been on this incredible journey together. And it's remarkable to me.
Now, how old were you when you realized, like, whoa, I have this voice, like, I have to do something with this?
Every kid sings,
Yeah.
Every little kid sings little kid songs,
Yeah,
and
of course.
every kid kind of has a pleasant voice. I don't know what it is when we go through puberty and then it just all goes to hell.
Right.
But but for some reason, when I was, 12, 13, 14 years old, I started to realize that my voice kind of went from being a nice kind of kid voice to being this big kind of booming instrument. And it was terrifying to me. I hid it for a good long time. And I discovered that I had the voice at maybe 14, and I was signed by David Foster at 17.
Wow.
So there was not a lot of period between realizing this was something I could do to being signed and discovered. For the first few years of my career, I was a student and a professional basically at the same time.
So did you actually get to do the things that normal teenagers do, like worry about who they're bringing to the prom or getting your license, or was it all about the career?
Well, I had more worries. I mean, I think that of course you're worrying about all those things. I mean, teenage angst doesn't just go away just because you're, making a record. In fact, it heightens it in some ways, because you've got all this pressure, you've got all these expectations, and people looking at you to make this product, and you're trying to express yourself, and you're trying to say, this is my debut album. I have to make this perfect. So yeah, I was a nervous kid. I think now that I'm kind of been doing this for 10 or 11, 12 years, I'm starting to enjoy it a lot more, and I think that's a great discovery.
Now, when did you realize that you had made it?
I think when you start getting recognized for the first time, when I was maybe 19, 20, and I had first done the show Ally McBeal.
Right.
That was even before my first album came out, but TV it makes such a huge impact that, I would go to my old kind of haunts in L.A. I'd go to Mel's Diner or somewhere like that on Sunset. I'd just be sitting out having a cheeseburger, and someone would come up to me. And that was a completely new thing for me. And it goes to your head a little bit when you start out, but truly, I was one of those people that only read the criticisms. I never read the raves,
Right.
So I think that kept me pretty humble early on. It's just like looking for that one guy with his arm crossed, in the audience going, what do I need to do to win over that guy, So I don't know, kind of blessing and a curse. That's always kind of been the way I've been.
Cool. Now, do you still live in L.A.?
I'm kind of half and half now. I'm half in
Okay.
LA, half in New York.
Okay. And which city do you like better?
It's impossible to choose. But I will say that ever since my first trip to New York, when I was 20, 21, I said to myself, I want to live here one day. I love LA because I grew up there, and there are plenty of wonderful things about LA. But New York has always felt like our rhythms have been compatible. And I like the noise. I like walking. I love the arts culture there. I love the train. I just a lot of things about it. Not having to drive is a big one.
No, totally. And I'll tell you, I grew up there, and the thing I loved the most was the honesty
Yeah.
of New York. I mean, there's a part of it where people walk down the street and they don't care about anything. They're just
Yeah.
concerned with themselves.
But you're right. It's honest. I think
Yeah.
sometimes people take that as rude, but I'll take aggressive over passive aggressive any day of the week. You got somebody who's going, hey, I'm walking here. Well, it's because he's walking there.
Right.
You go, oh my God, you look so pretty. Kiss, kiss, and then turn around and go, she looks so ugly. Like that. That's L.A. That's
Right.
That's what you get in L.A. And so it's at least in New York, you know, the devil's in front of you.
Cool. Now, I follow you on Twitter. I think you're hilarious on there.
Nice.
And I've noticed the alter ego, Jay Grow, tweeting.
Is that what it's become?
I see hashtag Jay Grow.
Oh, yeah. No, that's serious business.
I see Jay Grow tweeting his own rap lyrics from time to time.
That's right.
Are you a big hip-hop fan?
Only when I'm extremely caffeinated.
Okay.
I usually have a morning coffee, and that's when the lyrical flowetry starts to pour from my subconscious. I'm a hip hop fan. I like music done well in any genre. I like when artists take risks. I like really every genre under the sun, as long as it feels like it's giving me something that's unexpected and great. So yeah, no. One of my favorite concerts that I've ever been to was Jay-Z and Eminem at Yankee Stadium, and again, like not at all the kind of music that I make, but respected it for what it was and had a really great time.
Now, could you ever see yourself doing a collaboration with? I saw you tweet about Kendrick Lamar the other day. Could
you never know? Look, I mean, if Eminem can rap with Elton John at the Grammys, and Dido can sing a chorus for Eminem, I mean, like, if Haley from Paramore can sing Airplanes, I mean, like, I think that the great thing about really getting rid of genres now in music is truly, if you look at what's out there, I mean, it's not the way it was with record bins, and you go from one genre to the other. Everybody's mixing everything. You've got Muse, using classical arpeggios in their rock songs. You've got Kanye using full orchestras. You've got everybody's blending now, and I think that's an amazing thing. And I think people have sometimes called what I do some kind of a crossover type of music, and I've never really fully understood what that meant because I never crossed over from anything. But I think that what that's referring to is this kind of cross-pollination of genres that seems to be really booming right now, which I think is really exciting. So yeah, the answer is yeah, I'd love to.
So there you have it. Josh Groban in studio at 97.1 Wash FM. My name is Matt Basso. You can keep up with me on Twitter at Matt Basso. Of course, check us out at washfm.com and listen anywhere on iHeartRadio.